Hi everybody, it's Jen with Caketastic Cakes, and I'm going to show you how I made this very pretty spring and floral heart-shaped cake. It has a lot of piping on the side. It uses live carnations, as well as a couple of gum paste butterflies that I made. But we're going to start at the beginning, and if you see me use any tools or supplies you could use, if you check the link in the description below, it'll take you to my Amazon shop, and it'll be able to help both of us out. Alright, I started with a circle cake. I cut the two sides off at the bottom. Cut a little triangle out at the top, round off your corners as much as you want, and you've got your heart. Now I've taken my two cakes. These were two cakes, they were 10 inches. I cut each of the cakes into two, so now I've got 4 levels. And I'm going to be filling this with jam, with strawberry jam. So I'm creating my buttercream border. This is just regular American crusting buttercream. I just have a big open-ended tip that I'm using to create a border. And don't be shy with the borders. If you feel like any little spot is a little low, a little thin, too close to the edge, go back and add more. It is so much better to deal with that now than to have your cake leak later, okay? Trust me. And I only outlined 3 of my 4 tiers, or excuse me, levels, whatever you want to call them, layers, because I am going to be having the top as the top of the cake, so I am going to only fill 3 of the levels. So I've got my border. I'm putting a big old blob of strawberry jam in here. I do like to go heavy and thick with my fillings if I can. And so I'm going to have a pretty good amount in here. My cakes, when I do these kinds of cakes, they weigh a ton. They're very heavy by the time it's all said and done. Now, after I put enough of my jam in there, I'm going to go back and add more buttercream if I think I need it. This cake is not going to leak on me. And if you consider it, like if you go to a diner or something like that and you get a piece of cake that's been filled, or even like a wedding or something, you'll usually notice, I don't know if you've noticed, but the edges, the borders of buttercream are pretty darn thick because they don't want them to leak. You don't want this to leak. Okay, this is my second level. I put my jam in. I tidied up the border a little bit more, adding my third level. Make sure it's all nice and neat. There it is, some more jam, spreading it out, looking good. And now fix up the border a little bit more. And I'm going to also add a little blob in the center there to give my top level some center support, because otherwise right now it's very soft in the center and pretty rigid on the outsides. And if you're not careful, you can end up with a sway-backed cake. I'm going to wrap this in plastic wrap and stick it in the fridge. I want that jam and the icing to really have a chance to firm up so it's not going to shift on me during this stage, which is the dirty crumb coat icing, whatever you want to call it, the crumb coat stage. I usually start with the top. I put a layer on the top, then I work the sides. With this cake, I've gone side to side. I go up and down, like however you need to get it on there, get it on there. Try to make it as neat and tidy as you can. And if you do decide to make a heart shape, this is where you can really kind of clean up the edges if it wasn't as perfect as you want. Buttercream hides a multitude of sins. So, okay, back into the fridge it goes. It's like lots of fridge time. Now I'm going to get fancy with my piping. I'm using the type of tip that you would use to make buttercream roses, so it's wider at the top and thinner at the bottom. I have the wide part at the top, and I am just going back and forth. That's all I'm doing to just kind of create a fancy, flowy, lacy effect along the outside edge of the top of the cake. This is also going to help hide any unevenness that I have in my icing. It's going to, again, hide anything I did wrong. A multitude of sins. You heard me say that once already. I'll say it again. Okay, now I have a French tip, and I'm just doing whatever this style is called. I don't know. It's been too long, and I just do this out of my kitchen, so I don't actually talk to other humans very much. And I'm going to make it nice and thick around the edge, trying to cover the edge as well as the edge of that lacy part on the side, so it kind of hides it all together. I will admit I didn't do a masterful job, but it does look nice and it does get the job done. You saw me take a little nip off there because I made a mistake, and that's the good thing about this buttercream, the crusting buttercream, American buttercream. Make a mistake, scrape it off, start again. It's that easy, it really is. I'm using the same tip, the same type of pattern around the base of the cake. Okay, so there you go. You can't see it very well, but it's there, trust me. Look at that spin, beautiful. All right, now we're getting fancy with it. This is where I kind of messed up, and I will admit it. This is a basket weave tip, how they have like the spiky parts on one side and it's smooth on the other side. I should have thinned out my icing more. I was still using the same buttercream because I was being lazy. I did not thin it out more. So you can't see me, but I'm practically, having an aneurysm trying to squeeze this icing through that tip. And so it's wobbly, it's uneven, and all I'm doing is creating a center line that kind of loop-de-loops around the entire cake. It did come out nice looking, but just not as nice as I had hoped. It was thinner than I had hoped, again, because it was too thick. So learn from me. If you get to this point, thin out your icing a little bit so you don't hurt your wrist and your hand and, give yourself a little mini stroke or anything. Okay, so I did that all around. I ended up having to do 2 layers. As you saw, I went back over my work. So it's there, it exists, it's a decoration, it's beautiful, darn it. Now I have a closed French tip. It's not like a proper star tip, but it's a smaller, more like a closed French tip. I'm just going to stick with that. And I'm making a very crooked piping down the front here along the seam. I'm just doing one single little loop-de-loo, trying to get a little tail on it because that's how fancy I am, on each of the upper parts of my loop-de-loops. These are all the technical terms here. And I'm doing that all around. Again, this just gives it a little more decoration, breaks it up, hides the mess a little bit, makes it more interesting to look at. Yeah, and it's pretty. Even though it's, those loop-de-loos are not my best work. Still, it's pretty. And I'm going to straighten the crookedness. Yeah. I let it firm up a little bit, because crusting buttercream isn't cold crusting for no reason. And then I was able to push it to the side and straighten it out, and that made me feel so much better. This is an actual star tip. It is a very small one, and I'm just doing little stars all around loop-de-looing, following the same sway pattern that I have there. Again, just for something else to look at, just to fill it in, make it more interesting. I'm not actually touching the center loop-de-loops, whatever you want to call them. But I'm just giving a little space, but I'm just following the same design. And now, because I just have so much buttercream still in my bag, and why the heck not, I'm adding a single star between each of my bottom decoration patterns there. You see, it's just quick. So, yeah, I just felt like, why not? You don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. This is just what I did. And right here you can see it's pretty. It is. It's interesting to look at. It doesn't have very fine decorations, like none of the really fine small tip stuff, in which case you'd have to switch icings, maybe to a royal or something else. But I was sticking with my buttercream. And I usually try to finish what I started. So there you go. I just did another little border inside because why the heck not? It's really all it is. I should have been more careful with it. This would have been a good chance for me to kind of clean up the design and make it like nice and even, a little more even. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm going to add decorations, and decorations also hide mistakes. So here we go. I am using live carnations. I just went to the grocery store. I had to cut high up onto the calyx, I think it's called. And I did just Google it, and it is the calyx. Thank you very much. Go, middle school biology. Anyway, I had to cut it down because these are carnations and they were sticking out like 3 inches off of the cake and it looked ridiculous. So I trimmed it down. I am attaching each flower with a little dab of buttercream. The people know not to eat the flowers. Yeah, so I just went around, did that, cut them at angles, cut them short. They were going to use the cake that evening, so I didn't have to worry about the flowers dying and looking ugly. I'm taking some of the buds and sticking them in the cake just to give it some height, some greenery, a little bit of different color. And where I am is very rural, so my flower options are extremely limited, but this is what I was able to use, and so this is what I did. And I made it work. I put some partially open buds, as you can see, laid them down sideways. And then if you're looking closely, you can see a pile of flower petals there. I glued a bunch of those to it too, just to kind of give it more color, more to look at. And these are the butterflies I made. These are extremely starter version butterflies. They are no frills. They are basic. Very simple to make. You just take a heart shape cutter, get some gum paste. Highly recommend gum paste, not fondant, because fondant will sag. It won't harden like this. Roll out a body in the middle, 2 little dots for eyes. It was edible food coloring. And then the two hearts, when they're hard, just stick them right in. See, he's sitting in a pile of buttercream icing. Put a little blob on either side of him. And then I'm going to just press the tips of the hearts down into it. And then boom, butterfly. Like this kind of a butterfly is simple to do, and it doesn't take long, and it gives it a little bit more if you want. You don't even have to. Okay, there's your beautiful cake. You can add some writing on the center if you want. Leave it plain. Do what, put a few more petals on the edge like I am. Make sure you clean off any little buttercream spots or mistakes that you got your cake plate dirty, because you don't want that. Polish it up, make it nice. But there it is. It's very springy, very pretty, and it was delicious. So, I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it helps me out as well. I've got a ton of other videos out there, all kinds of cakes, recipes, decorating, the edible creations, edible decorations made out of gum paste. I have tutorials on those, as well as even just recipes around the house that my kids or my family like, and I figured I'd share. So be sure to take a look. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.